Hello everyone, this is Honeymaysims and welcome back to my channel for a brand new speed build. If you're new here, hi, welcome in, and if you are a returning viewer, it's so good to see you and I hope you've been well since the last time. So today I am building this huge Victorian inspired family home in Strangerville, and I haven't built in this world in forever. It's been so long I can't even remember the last time I did actually, but I do quite like Strangerville with its desert landscape and especially this neighborhood we're building in today up on these mountains of red rock, and it's got lush grass on the ground and lots of trees and other plants surrounding this area. I don't think we've got like 5 lots in this neighborhood, so it's pretty small, but I do think all of them in the default save file has got these Victorian looking houses, which I think is interesting. It wouldn't necessarily strike me as a landscape where Victorian houses would fit, but seemingly I was wrong. So you know, whenever I build here now, it's got to be some sort of Victorian or older looking house, and it just fits the vibe surprisingly. So yeah, I like the Strangerville world, but maybe not the gameplay storyline that much. I do wish there was an option to turn that off actually, because I'd like to play more, play here more often, but then you got these like strange infected neighbors just walking around in the neighborhood and like in the background of your own gameplay. And but yeah, I do know a lot of people really do like the gameplay coming with this pack, but an option to turn things off is always appreciated in my opinion. But yeah, if you've been here before to my channel, you know that I do enjoy Pinterest and use it a lot for inspiration for my own builds. I found a collection of these beautiful cross stitches recently of Victorian houses or older looking houses, and I just couldn't resist not using one of them as the inspiration for this house. So I will attach the photo for you to see, and this is where the shape of the front of the house is from, and it's not an exact replica, but I would say it's still quite similar in the end. But I did indeed spend some time figuring out the shape of this house, as it turned out to be quite large and I didn't want it to look very symmetrical. So yeah, but don't come for me if this doesn't end up being 100% Victorian. I'm by no means an expert on any kind of architecture style, but from what I've heard and seen from pictures, Victorian houses usually have very colorful exteriors and usually some sort of siding, maybe rather than brick or stone, but I do think it can be mixed up. We don't really have any kinds of houses like this where I live, as you usually find these in Great Britain and North America and probably many more places, but these are like the areas I associate with Victorian houses the most, even if there are a few subcategories to Victorian style there again. And if I'm not wrong, the house I'm building is more like a Queen Anne style maybe. I don't know, but if you're more knowledgeable about these types of architecture styles, let me know if that is correct in the comments. But yeah, since these Victorian houses were mainly built during the 1800s when Queen Victoria was on the throne in Great Britain, majority of these houses have been renovated at one point or another. And that's kind of the idea I had for this build. So we do have the more classic look on the outside with this pretty light blue siding from the cats and dogs expansion pack. Meanwhile, on the inside, it would have been renovated. I'll also be adding these eye-catching red flowers or vines on the exterior just to add an extra detail. Otherwise, I think it would have looked a bit too plain in my opinion, because the white from the windows and the doors and columns look very bright and kind of matchy with like the light blue, I'd say. So maybe not as over the top as some of the colors and ornamentation can be with these Victorian or Queen Anne houses from what I've seen. But I did read up a bit on the Queen Anne style, and some characteristics for these kinds of houses are that they are asymmetrical, They are 2 or 3 stories tall, they have steeply pitched roofs and feature large wraparound porches, and some of these houses also have these octagonal towers topped with a round pointed roof. And now I do think this house has majority of these things. I do believe we don't have a wraparound porch, but we do have some porches, and I used a lot of these diagonal walls and octagonal shapes here to create little bump outs or bay windows maybe, and use some of these areas on the 2nd or 3rd floor as small porches. We'll also be having an octagonal tower in the front here, which I initially didn't plan on putting anything in for the 3rd floor, but in the end I do think I just put a ladder up and added some bookshelves, a couch, and a chess table, so very simple. And we do have this round, or rather octagonal pointed roof on top of that tower again. For this build, I used a lot of the Strangerville windows, doors, columns, and spandrels, since I do think those are very Victorian looking. And I also used some of these base game friezes, I think it's called, and also some exterior trims to bring more detail to the build, along with these finials, I think, on the roof here, which are also from the Strangerville pack. And also talking about the roof, I do add a few chimneys on the roof here, along with at least 3, maybe 4 fireplaces inside if I'm not wrong. There's one in the living room, one in the sunroom, and one on the 2nd floor landing area, but I do think there's also like a smaller one in the library or study area. As for the landscaping of this lot, since the house is huge, we don't have a lot of space to work with, basically, to put plants, trees, and such. But I did get out some of these live edit rocks, similar to the ones you'd find in the surroundings here, and just put them in a few different places. They're very big. So there's like some on the right side here in the back, and also some on the left back side. That's kind of more difficult to see at first look, but I added some there, and just to make the landscape more seamless, I added those rocks. Otherwise, I used a lot of my beloved base game live edit plants and trees. I always love to frame in the houses I make with plants, so I do the same thing here. And I also use some of these nicely shaped trees in the front here too. So for this specific lot, I do have some criticism, because as you can see or might have seen, there is a road leading up to the lot with these tiny rocks kind of pattern, but if you've looked at the terrain patterns accessible in the game, there's not a matching swatch. For the flooring version of this pattern, yes, there should be a matching one, but then you have less freedom to shape everything, and there's just one swatch for the terrain paint version, and I wasn't too happy about how that looked, so I just went for an entirely different terrain paint and made some paths up to the front door and the side door into the sunroom here. And I also did like a tiny path to the back as well. And in the front on the left side, I made a driveway and added an additional door to an entry actually. As for the area with the mailbox and trash bins, I decided to make a custom area with a low roof. So the thing is, if the first floor in your build is medium or tall wall height, you won't be able to change the wall height for a separate structure on the same floor. So if your build is very tall and you want a piece of roofing lower somewhere else, there is a trick to make that happen. And I do show you how I do this in the video, and I'll try my best to explain it as well. But basically, I made a close-off room where the mailbox and the trash bins were. I added this flat roof on top of that, then deleted the walls below it and the flooring below as well. I put the roof piece on top of that flat square, but not big enough to cover the entire square. So you can click on the square, and then you can use the foundations arrows to click and drag the square down. And like this, you get a shorter roof piece. And you also have to make sure there are no walls, fencing, or flooring below it. Otherwise, you'll be adjusting the entire terrain, and we do not want that. So yeah, just a little trick there for this little nice area. And I did check that the mailbox and the trash bins worked, and it should be functional Otherwise, I have missed out on something. But yeah, that's all good. I do like that little idea. As for the interior renovation, I wanted this house to have this kind of classic but also luxurious look to it. So beautiful pattern tiles on the floor. These ones are from the new for rent pack, and I've said I'm going to overuse them, and here I am again. So the amazing thing about these tiles is that they can be used for many different architecture styles, and I absolutely love that. And we also have some of these classic wallpapers in a sort of beige or light brown color, I think it is, which is from Base Game. And I do think Base Game actually have a lot of items that go well with this kind of style, but I did mix and match items from a variety of different packs. In the kitchen, I used the Parenthood kitchen set. It's definitely one of my top kitchen sets in The Sims 4, and it also works for a few different interior styles. And the white with the black countertops, they just scream like a clean, classic yet modern kitchen to me. I would love to have something like that for myself. And as for the appliances, I used this almost like a muted gold color, maybe more like a peachy gold, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think I've ever used that swatch before, but I think it fit well here. And I just add a few golds here and there throughout the house, since I love gold as an accent color, especially with a dark blue. Yeah, the kitchen turned out very big, so I did take the opportunity to add in this big island with the rounded corner counters, and this low golden uniquely shaped lamp from the modern Luxe kit is also added above the island there. I also decided the bay window area would be very fitting for a breakfast nook, so I added this cats and dogs bay window couch along with this big round table and more modern Luxe items, which are these dark blue kind of smaller looking chairs. So I did manually place some of these chairs though, so unfortunately I only think one of these spots will be functional. So this is rather just like an aesthetic spot rather than a functional one in the game, unfortunately. But I just love making these kinds of nooks with a couch on one side, a dining table, and then some chairs, and it just feels realistic to me. But don't worry though, we will have a big dining table on the other side of the kitchen here with a long glass table and these more like formal looking cats and dogs chairs, plus more fancy ceiling lamps. I ended up loving this kitchen and the dining area plus the living room. So the living room is connected to the kitchen with these French doors, and I add these big jungle adventure cabinets on each side of them. And the living room is also connected to a study or library kind of room with a big archway. And I have to say there are quite a few bookshelves in the actual living room though, because I put some next to the fireplace and TV. And initially I did have more, but I switched some out with this big cabinet from cats and dogs. And I don't think I used this one that much since it requires a medium wall height, and my go-to is always the short wall heights. But sometimes though, I use the tool mod to size the cabinet down, and this also goes for the medium wall height bookshelf sometimes too. But here I just put them in and it was all good. We also have a bay window in here, and I copied the couch from the breakfast nook since it just fits very nicely, and the colors on the couch complements the colors and the big picture on the wall there as well. The one, I think it's of a sea or something. At least it has like a beautiful dark blue color on it. So for this build, I did use some items from the vintage Glamour stuff pack, and I just thought the classy but more luxurious looking items from that pack would fit our Victorian house here. So we do have the globe bar in a corner here. This beautiful white fireplace is from there, as well as I think it's a giraffe, a giraffe, a table lamp, and the 3-seat couch as well that comes in this beautiful swatch. Yeah, we have the sunroom here. This room also has the beautiful for rent tiles on the floor, the vintage Glamour fireplace, and originally I wanted to put a glass roof on this room, but I ended up not liking how it looked, so I'm not entirely sure if this would technically be still called a sunroom if there's not a glass roof. I'm not too sure what the definition is, but at least we have these big windows. I won't be showing all the rooms I decorated in the speed build, but I'll walk you through all of the rooms in the build tour at the end of the video. Out of the bedrooms in this house, I think the main bedroom and the infant's bedroom are my favorites. Both are this soft yellow color. I don't think I show you the infant's bedroom in the speed build, but I'll show you eventually. And I don't think I told you, but this house has 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, and some of the bedrooms have en-suites. So the main bedroom has a bathroom. And the shape of this room is quite awkward, I'd have to say. We do have the bay window in here too, where I decided to add a vanity, you know, some flowers, and also a crib, I think. We have the get-together wardrobe. Then we have this beautiful high school years dresser on the other side with this pretty marble top and this soft brown swatch. The wallpaper in this room fits perfectly with the Discover University bed, and it's just the right style for this room. But that's basically it for the speed build, so let's jump into the game and check out what it looks like in real time. And here we do have the finished Victorian mansion with this pretty light blue color and the red flowers on the walls. So we do have lots of windows, lots of the Strangerville windows, doors, and columns. So very Strangerville-esque, if you will. But let's have a look on what it looks like. So I'll give you a little, you know, tour here on what it looks like on the sides and the back. We have the sunroom just inside here, also the big red rocks that I mentioned that I placed around here, the flowers framing in the shape of the house as well. So all of these pathways too, and also the tiny little space here for the mailbox and the trash bins, along with some of the live edit cars here, non-functional, unfortunately, and some bikes. Well, let's have a look on the inside. So I could always show off what the floor plan looks like first. So maybe I should start on the top here first. So this is the 3rd floor tower. So we do have the ladder coming up here, some bookshelves, couch, chest table, very simple, I gotta say. And so the room here is actually an arts room. So I didn't show this in the speed build, but it's very simple, just some art stuff. I think you would have a very nice view from like the windows here. Just like basically the view from this house in general is very, very nice, I gotta say. Oh, I would be totally down to live somewhere like this, maybe just for a few days. That would be awesome. But let me actually just start with so this is the main entryway. We do have like a side door over by the cars as well, but this is the entryway. Very simple, just like a dresser, some place to sit. We have a nice bathroom here connected to it, so I used the same tiles as in the kitchen, and this, like, I think this is the same wall tile I used in the kitchen as well. But we do like have some nice golds here, the gold mirror, the gold on this high school years sink too. And we walk through this archway here to like hallway situation, if you will. We have like a bar here, just some books. If we go to the right here, we will have the sunroom. Oh, I really do like how this turned out. It's very, very like calming. So the big light here, kind of extra light from a spa day. The fireplace, high school years, couches here in this lovely light blue color. We have some of these, like some tea over here, and just lots of plants basically, and a space to do some yoga as well. If we go over here, we have another additional bathroom. You can never have too many bathrooms in a place like this, I feel like. And I feel like I talked the most about the kitchen in the speed build voiceover, but I just love how this turned out. It's totally my style. If I if I gotta tell it to you that this style is very much the style that I like. So the Parenthood kitchen set, the breakfast nook with like this beautiful dark blue colors, the lights here as well. This one from Modern Luxe. This one is from Vintage Glamour, I think. So we have like one here and one over here. And the big dining area too. And the big like cabinets here from Jungle Adventure, I think. And here is the other entryway. This is very, very simple. I didn't put a lot of things in here, but like a dresser, wardrobe. We have like a little powder room. I thought it would be fun to do like another kind of wallpaper in here. So this one is from Vintage Glamour too. If we go through the French doors here, we do have the living room, and I like this a lot. I do. So we have the big bookshelves, fireplace. Oh, these like nice colors here on the couch, and the armchairs. I put some of these little decoration pillows or cushions from Modern Luxe as well. And the giraffe lamp is absolutely so amazing. Attached to this living room is the library/study. We have a poker table here, which I thought would be nice, and this green color complements this chair so well. So that's kind of the reason why I thought of this poker table in the first place. And we just have an aquarium here. I put some curtains over here, so if you would like to have some privacy, you could always like just pull these down, and yeah, just more like bookshelves. And this is how the floor plan of the first floor is looking. And if we go up to the second floor, I gave you like a little sneak peek here on the arts room, but this is how the landing area is looking. We do have another like little cozy space here with a fireplace. Again, there's so many fireplaces in this house, and I used these Paranormal love seats. I went a little bit out of my comfort zone and used like this nice turquoise color with like some golds. I think that fit nicely in here, like a bit different. Maybe where should I go now? Maybe we go to the main bedroom first. So also this I showed some of in the speed build, as you might remember, and I really do like how all the colors come together here, like the soft yellow color. We have some blues here as well. They have their own ensuite with like a bathtub, which is nice. And yeah, I like how this one turned out. If I go to the left here, we do have another bedroom with a double bed. And I think this might fit for like either a couple of grandparents, or they have maybe this could be like a guest bedroom. I think that looks nice, like with we have a mix of some of this nice light brown color and blues, and also darker browns in this bedroom actually. And across the hall here, we do have this Supra ultra. I was going to say like ultra and super at the same time. Ultra pink bedroom here, which I do think would maybe be for a teen or something like that. So we do have the high school years bed here in this pink and blue color. We have this beautiful dresser here, a bookshelf, and also they have their own bathroom, yes. And also just like a desk for little clutter items or studying, something like that. And I gave you a little peek on the art room here. Nothing too, crazy, just very simple. And here we have like a bigger bathroom. So they have both a shower and a bathtub, and I also added a laundry room in here actually. Across the hall here again, we do have the infant's bedroom. And I just love how this wallpaper is looking in here, this soft yellow color again. And I found these curtains, which is from high school years. I don't think I've ever used this one before in this swatch. And I gotta say, very simple, but it's so cute. And also like the rocking chair, some books, changing table, and also some toys. And this is the last room for this build, and I think it would suit a kid, and also very simple basically. I used a lot of these bigger wardrobes from Get Together. Actually, I never used this one because it takes up so much space, but in this one I just thought it would fit very nicely. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a follow for more content in the future. If you want to be notified of when I upload a video next, make sure to click the bell icon too. This build is playtested and up on my gallery. My ID is Honeymaysims, or you can find me with the hashtag Honeymaysims as well. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today as we built this Victorian mansion, and I can't wait to talk to you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.